Hey guys, good evening. It's me, Patrice. And in this video tonight, I'm going to be cooking something different for you. I'm actually going to be preparing, cooking, and tasting this. So this is Guyanese Curry Chicken, my style. It's not conventional, although I have watched a few videos that show the basics of how to make it. So in no way am I a traditional cook preparing this. So this is just my style of making it. So let's start. So we've got some roasted jeera, which I think is ground cumin. I'm not 100% sure. And then we have the Madras curry powder, Guyanese Pride. We also have the Madras mixed masala. And I have some potatoes. I have some green seasoning as well. I've got the potatoes as I just mentioned. I've got the chicken. I've got some salt, pepper, some oil, some onions, and some garlic. And now I'm going to go ahead and start with preparing some of these ingredients for preparing it to cook. And first things first, please feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, share, and comment, and stay tuned for new videos. So I will be back once I start preparing some of the ingredients. I'm so excited to make this. I have made it a few times, but I've never filmed it. So let's get started. So we're going to start with the potatoes. For your family or for yourself, you may wish to use more or less potatoes, but I like a lot of potatoes in the curry. And I'm going to go ahead and chop these up and put them in some water, and then I'll get started with some of the other ingredients. So stay tuned. Oh my God, it's not barely coming up. It's okay. Okay. That's good. Thank you. So our spices are all blended up here in some water, and I'm just going to go ahead and turn the stove on and add some oil, probably about 2 tablespoons worth. And we're going to get that oil nice and hot. And once this oil is hot, we're going to go ahead and add this curry mixture into here, and we're going to go ahead and cook it to get out the raw curry taste. And then we'll follow up with more ingredients. So you want to cook this curry down a little bit so it gets the raw taste out and the raw flavor. And be careful not to burn it. Just keeping on stirring and stirring. And you can obviously use your own measurements, but I find that this combination works well for me. I like to go kind of easy on the jeera and a little more of the curry spice and the Madras curry sort of in between. So it's cooking quite nicely and we're getting that raw taste and smell out of the curry. And it's okay if it sticks to the bottom a little, as long as it doesn't burn. That's the goal. I'm actually going to lower the heat a little more. And you can season this as well. I did earlier, but I'll put a tiny bit more seasoning in. With some salt and some pepper. And now it's time to add in the onions and the garlic. Turn the heat up just a little. And give this a quick stir. Everything's smelling so good and wonderful. You can definitely turn the heat up a little bit so it continues to cook. So guys, it's been cooking for 5 minutes and now it's time to add in the chicken. Obviously you could probably cut these pieces up a lot smaller, but I put them in whole because I prefer to do it that way. And I'm just going to be back after I stir this. So the chicken got cooked a little bit and now we're going to go ahead and continue with the seasoning. So this is now time for green seasoning. And I'm going to put in about a half cup because I like a lot of green seasoning in it. And just keep mixing this up really nicely. And now it's time for the potatoes. And I like to put some more of the green seasoning on top. So now we're going to let this stew for probably about 20 minutes or so, and I'll be back to check. Thank you for watching. So it's been 15 minutes and I'm just checking the chicken now. It's boiling nicely on a low heat, and I'm going to go ahead and set the timer again for another 15-20 minutes. So guys, the chicken's been cooking about half an hour so far, and I'm just going to check it and make sure it's not sticking. But it's starting to look really amazing. And we're just going to go ahead and cover it up and let it continue to cook. And guys, I know that this meal is probably traditionally served with roti or paratha, but I am going to be cooking it with some rice. So I'm cooking some rice on the stove as well to go with the curry chicken and the potatoes. In fact, I'm going to show you guys once again. It actually has a lot of gravy in it because I actually like a lot of gravy. You could obviously put in less water to get less gravy, but I put in a lot of potatoes, so it's nice for leftovers. And this is the brand of rice that I'm using. It's called 5 Rivers Long Grain White Rice, and it's $2, and it's from the Dollarama store. And what I did was I took a cup of rice and I added in 2 cups of water, some butter, some oil, some salt and pepper. And then I just let it cook, and it's quite mushy, which is just how I like it. And as I mentioned previously, guys, I am not a traditional cook in the sense if I'm cooking a dish from your nationality and you're noticing it's different, you cook it how you normally cook it. This is just my style of cooking at this time. Obviously, every single time we cook, it's not always exactly the same. So probably you would cut these pieces of chicken up into small pieces, traditionally, I would imagine, and maybe use a lot less water. But I actually like to have big pieces so I can cut them up myself later on. And I like to use a lot more potatoes than what the recipe called for. So, and also your combination of spices, like for example, maybe you would use more jeera or less garam masala or more of the curry powder or even more of the green seasoning or other seasonings. You go ahead and add those. This is your dish. I'm just showing you guys how I'm making it for today, this evening's supper. So just wanted to share in a little bit with you guys. This is actually my third time making the Guyanese Curry Chicken. And the first and second time that I made it, I actually put garlic in halfway near the end, and I actually didn't like it as much. So I discovered that putting in garlic just at the beginning when I was frying down the spices, or I don't know if the word is called bungeing it, correct me if I'm not saying it correctly, I was allowing it to basically cook down, and I found that when I put the garlic and onions in at that time, it was much better than putting in at the end because it was too overpowering. And so I'm really pleased with it, and it's actually one of my favorite dishes at the moment, the Guyanese Curry Chicken. It's so delicious, and the leftovers are amazing, and then the rice that goes with it is just awesome. And I wanted to say that I really enjoy this Gita brand of the green seasoning. When I was visiting the grocery store on occasion, which I do occasionally go to Rexdale, not very often, but once in a while because it's really far, and I went to that Asian grocery store, I was able to pick it up from there, and there were so many different brands, and I just kind of lucked out with this one. So this is the one that I really like to use. And of course, I'm sure some people probably make their own green seasoning at home. I don't know how to, but I'm really happy with this one. So guys, it's been about 45 minutes to an hour, and the chicken looks like it's completely cooked and ready. The pieces are kind of falling apart. The gravy is nice and getting thick, and the potatoes are really, really awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and plate this and let it cool off and give it a little taste. So guys, our Guyanese curry with rice is ready to taste. And I've just plated it in a little bowl with some gravy, as you can see, on top of the rice. I've got the potatoes, and I took a small little piece of chicken and cut it up. Now I'm going to give it a taste. Got a little bit of cola here to go with it. Okay, so we'll start with the rice. Really good flavor, tasty. Some of the potatoes. Perfect. And now the chicken. Chicken's awesome. Obviously, you could probably put on some more spices if you wanted, but I like it kind of on the mild side. A little more of the gravy. So good. Now that the weather's colder, curry chicken, especially Guyanese curry chicken, tastes amazing. So thank you guys so much for watching. And I think I would give this dish an 8 out of 10. I'm really pleased with it. I'm happy with the way that it turned out. And there's going to be a lot of leftovers. So thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time, see you later.